appreciate that. Love your openness. Thank you for the questions. You know, we as MAPPS members, we've all been through a whole lot this year, and we'll continue to go through it. We continue to work together. I do think what Connect Me has done for us is given us a better voice. So I appreciate them as well. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next session. This is our new member introduction. You know, as we said before, the membership committee has been working hard. They continue to work hard through the COVID-19 pandemic to get new members in. Renee Walmsley and Brenda Burrows are our co-chairs. They keep telling me when their 2-year stint is up, they're going to turn it over to somebody else. So I'm going to continue to beg them to stay on for much longer. But to introduce our new members.
Our company is FR Alleman, and we've been headquartered here in Miami for 30 plus years. So we've got 60 plus people right now kind of distributed across the state. We've got offices in Orlando, Miami, Tampa, and Jacksonville right now. We predominantly do a lot of our work in Florida, but we have done some work outside of the state as well. The next slide, in addition to surveying services, we've got kind of a plethora of engineering and other related services as well. So kind of anything and everything related to transportation and traffic engineering, civil engineering work, GIS, we do smart applications and software, and then of course everything having to do with survey and subsurface utility engineering. Next. The markets that we cover, we've got everything from roadway work, which is a huge part of our work, water and wastewater work. We work very closely with the water departments. We do a lot of work at the ports and marines, healthcare, hospitals, schools, and then some work at the airports and on rail work as well. So we like our toys. We've been investing very heavily, especially in the last, I'd say, 2 years, in new technologies and trying to get state-of-the-art equipment. And we've been working to incorporate cloud-based applications and augmented reality and artificial intelligence into everything that we're doing, just to streamline the work. It's safer for our field crews. It's more efficient. We're getting live real-time data from the field with what we're doing. Kind of no matter what the service is, we're able to get this real-time information, which is accelerating our projects. All right, so within the geospatial and survey work, we do a little bit of everything. We're real big right now into the 3D scanning. We've got a Leica Pegasus Ultimate 2 mobile LiDAR. That is one of our latest toys. We've also got the static LiDAR scanners. And we do kind of a little bit of everything. So we've got some of the aerial with our drones. We do the bathymetric and hydrographic, which we last year here actually did the bathymetric survey of the outfall pipes running off of South Florida, which was the first time in like 5 or 6 years that these pipes have been surveyed, about 3 miles offshore and about 100 feet down. So that was pretty cool. We do also do work, you know, whether it's in downtown city areas, rural, urban, you know, you name it, we'll do it. If you go to the next one, we kind of do a little bit more. As far as geospatial services, we've been getting into, because we're both a transportation engineering firm and a survey firm, we've been trying to cross our services and make best use of all the equipment that we have. So for example, we've been using our mobile LiDAR to do asset management and pavement inventory and different transportation services that, say, an engineering firm wouldn't typically have a mobile LiDAR, and they don't have that capability of doing. So we've been doing a lot of that cross work. Again, we can do all the utility work as well, railroad mapping, right-of-way, everything standard, topography, etc. Next slide. We do a lot of work with GIS. That's been really big with us right now. So like I said, we like our toys and the technology. So we've been integrating, you know, no more paper in the field. They've got smart devices. So again, we're getting that live information, and everything can be given a GPS coordinate and updated into a GIS database, no matter kind of what the work it is we're doing. We've been working pretty extensively within Survey 123, which is a GIS-based Esri system. And we've got in-house staff that can actually customize Survey 123 and other applications to fit any of our clients' needs or special information that we might want. So we're doing a lot of customization as well. Next slide. So in addition to survey, we do a lot of SU work. We've been getting into some of the 3D modeling. One thing we've been looking at recently is we're partnering with Leica. Like I said, we've got the mobile LiDAR, and they've got some systems that they're launching that actually you connect it top and bottom. So as you drive down the roadway, you can scan everything above ground with your mobile LiDAR, but then you're actually also scanning everything below ground as well, creating essentially a complete 3D model that you can rotate and see both sides. Our test hole reports for our SU has been all in 3D, and again, we're giving the latitude and longitude points so that you can upload this into a GIS database if needed. And again, the tablets, they're using those as well in order to create these reports, which are all custom drop downs, so it's automated, kind of eliminating our human error. Next one. And then our staff, like I said, we've got about 60 people across the state. And this varies from engineers that do roadway work to surveyors and mappers. We've got, I believe, 15 certified survey technicians on staff right now, with a wave of another dozen or so taking the exam here in a couple weeks. We've also got GIS experts. Our survey and SU crews are all cross-trained so that we're not having to send 2 different crews out. They can actually do it all at once. Again, kind of shortening our time period in the field. We have the FAA drone pilots, certified flood planners, master divers, scientists, etc. So we've got a variety of specialty staff as well. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, my name is Matt Marapodi with Metaspecial Aerospace. So this is our first conference. Really excited. Too bad we missed the Honolulu conference, but maybe we'll get to do that one again sometime. So we are headquartered in Bethany, Oklahoma. And before I go into our company, I'll give a brief introduction about myself. My background includes service in the Army as a geospatial analyst, and then I worked with JSOC, NGA, and then special operations in Europe. So now, since working with Metaspecial Aerospace, my team and I have been fortunate enough to speak with several MAPPS members already. And since then, we've made a lot of progress. So we're really eager to update you on what we've been up to, as well as introduce ourselves to the other MAPPS members here. So first thing I'll do is talk about our aircraft. So Metaspecial Aerospace offers several fully certified long-endurance ISR-ready aircraft, specifically King Air 350. So we have our own integration capability, and this one here is equipped with multiple industry-leading technologies to include LiDAR, multispectral imagery, SAR, signals intelligence, and full motion video. Our company also upgrades and modifies the aircraft. So this aircraft has an 11-hour endurance. So not only can we collect with various sensors based on the needs of the customers and partners, but we can collect a lot of data in a single flight for multiple locations. On top of that, since our aircraft is pressurized, we're able to fly and collect at high altitudes when wide area mapping is needed or to avoid detection in austere environments. Our company is comprised of highly experienced former military pilots, ISR sensor operators, and specialized maintenance teams. So, like many of you, we also recognize that there's always going to be a need for geospatial data across the United States and abroad, especially as it pertains to LiDAR, synthetic aperture radar, and aerial imagery. We know that there are many industries that have multiple applications for use of that data. And some examples of those various industries that we've worked in include special operations forces, who use the data for military planning and creating threat analysis products. We also are in the agricultural industry, working with farmers who use the data for monitoring vegetation health for precision agriculture. And we've also supported the Customs and Border Protection, who use the data for situational awareness and planning. So now I'll talk a little bit more about the sensors. We have for LiDAR, we're using the Teledyne Optec Galaxy T2000. We've got a great relationship with Teledyne Optech, and the main drive to acquire this sensor was that it was small and lightweight and able to perform foliage penetration, which is necessary across our variety of customers. We've had a great time. We've had tremendously dense and clean point cloud data collections. We've flown in a variety of different terrains, so we have the roll compensation and swath tracking, so our flight lines are parallel and clean. And we're just very pleased with the data we've acquired so far. Simultaneously, we're collecting with a phase 1 camera. We have the 4-band product solution, so we are able to exploit the data with multiple band combinations for true color and false color. And these are the formats are GeoTIFFs, and we're also creating NDVI products as well for our farmers. As far as synthetic aperture radar is concerned, we're using the IMSAR NSP7. And some of the products that come out of that are the coherent change detection, 2-color multi-view. We also have full motion SAR and GMTI, or ground moving target indicator, to track movement. Lastly, we're using the Westcam MX15. That allows us to view in real time EO and IR for situational awareness in day or night time. So we have a full service business model. Everything from bringing the aircraft to product dissemination. So as I mentioned, we're using the King Air 350. We will work with the customers, to determine what flight plans would be best for you, whether you're needing dense data for foliage penetration, or whether you want wide area mapping from higher altitudes. We operate the sensors in the air. We've also done ad hoc collection when the time calls for it, specifically for tactical clients during military exercises. Now also we are processing the data, as I mentioned. We're doing automated processing using distributed processing. So we have multiple servers that process the data quickly when we have multiple LiDAR collects that need to get processed simultaneously. So, since we're staying up in the air for very long periods of time, this was a necessary step. In regards to the data dissemination, our deliverables are including the point cloud itself, the digital surface models. We create the bare earth. We also provide the 4-band imagery and SAR data as well. And then the product dissemination, that's just a list of some example products that we've created in-house. And a lot of the software that we're using to create these products include Envy, ERDAS, Quick Terrain Modeler, ArcGIS Pro, and Socket GXP. So using our RGB and near-IR 4-band camera, this is just an example of the same geographical area with just different band combinations. So, it's very high resolution, and we can provide these large area orthomosaic and georeferenced imagery that can replace any outdated satellite imagery. So also, since we have this georeferenced imagery, we are ingesting it into a 3D point cloud, so you can view it and explore it virtually in 3 dimensions. This is helpful for evaluating the crop heights as it corresponds to the NDVI values, for example. So this is just an example product, the line of sight. I mentioned we collect data all over the United States. This was from a particular 73-mile collect along the United States and Mexico border to support the Customs and Border Protection. It's just a simple direct line of sight assessment, just showing various terrain obstructions versus clear line of sights to this observation point. As I mentioned, we also have SAR, so synthetic aperture radar. So this is an example showing an intersection in real time. So if the clouds were to appear, we might lose fidelity on the left with the MX15 EO, but we can still maintain fidelity through the clouds using synthetic aperture radar. So also we have, this is an example of a 2-color multi-view change detection. So just you can kind of see what we're able to do as long as we're flying the same flight path over 2 different time periods. We're able to detect what change has occurred within that time frame. So that's my brief on the company. I just wanted to say that we're very happy to be part of the MAPPS organization, and we look forward to working with you. Our ways ahead include that we're going to get more aircraft equipped with multiple sensors. We'd like to eventually get a Teledyne Optech G2 system on one of our aircraft. And we'd also like to include hyperspectral imagery as well. So that is everything. Thank you very much for your time, and let me know if you have any questions.
I just want to mention quickly too, regarding the membership committee. We did have a chance to meet this past Friday and discuss opportunities for outreach to new members, and we're very excited that we can start to promote the upcoming MAPPS digital dialogues in October and November. So we plan to be doing outreach for folks to attend those. If anybody has, anyone in particular, a particular firm, or even just a contact that you'd like us to reach out to become a MAPPS member, please do not hesitate to contact myself or Brenda. We're more than happy to do that outreach and send along some of the new membership materials that we've developed to get folks on board. So thanks for the two presenters today, and I think that's all we have. Any questions for our presenters?
I do have a question for the two of them.
Okay.
So what is it that you would like from MAPPS? Are you just looking for partnerships? Are you looking for help from an advocacy perspective? Are you looking to learn? It could be all those things.
I'll go ahead and answer that. Yeah, we're looking to partner and, kind of venture outside of what we're normally used to. Again, since we're into technology and kind of the toys and equipment, we want to see what other people are doing that maybe we're not aware of or that we could do better, and just kind of, brainstorm and put our heads together with additional people in a variety in the industry.
Very good. Matthew, you want to take a shot at that?
So yeah, partnerships is the main thing. Networking, making sure that I think Brent had mentioned it's like hard to really advertise during this COVID. That's exactly when we started up, so when COVID started. So we want to get our message across that we bring the aircraft, the sensors, and the processing, and the data exploitation. We want to see how that fits in with your business model. Do you need the aircraft? Well, we can provide it. Or do you just need the sensors and the data production? We can provide that aspect, or we can do all of it. Or, if there's any projects you want to collaborate on, that's basically what we want to do. So we know that we're in the right place with MAPPS. Everyone is like-minded individuals in the same industry, and we want to be able to work with you on your projects. And hopefully look forward to doing face-to-face sometime.
Very good. Matthew, Stephanie, I thank you both. Hopefully someday we can, as Matt said, get in person with each other and do some networking. Renee, thank you very much. As always, I appreciate your and Brenda's support and all of your efforts. So that brings us to the end of our new member introduction. Our next session is our MAPPS business meeting. It starts at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So let's take a break, and please be back promptly at 3. We do need to have a quorum. I think we shouldn't have a problem as long as we all come back. See you at 3.